You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
will flow when flesh and steel are one, drying in of the evening sun. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away, but something in our minds will always stay. Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime argument. Nothing comes from violence, and nothing ever could. For all those born beneath an angry star, lest we forget how fragile we are. On and on the rain will fall, like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. On and on the rain will fall, like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. Ooh, 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 ooh. If blood will flow when flesh and steel are one, drying in the colors of the evening sun, tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away, but something in our minds will always stay. Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument, but nothing comes from violence, and nothing ever could. All those born beneath an angry star, lest we forget how fragile we are. On and on the rain will fall, like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. On and on the rain will fall, like tears from a star, like tears from a star. On and on the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. Fragile, fragile we are.
It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me if you only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night nearness of you. When you're in my arms and I feel you close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me if you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you.
It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. Oh no, it's the flow. It's the flow of the Spirit from on high. It's the flow of Adonai, the Lord, my great Lord. It's the flow of El, the strong one. It's the flow of El Elyon, the God Most High. Yeah, it's the flow. It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. 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 It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. 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 It's the flow of Elohim, the all-powerful one, creator. Yeah, it's the flow. It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. Oh no, it's the flow. It's the flow of the Spirit from on high. It's the flow of El Olam, the eternal God, everlasting God. Yeah, it's the flow. It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. 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 It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. It's the flow. It's the flow. It's the flow. Yeah, it's the flow of El Roy, the God who sees me. It's the flow of Jehovah Jireh, my provider. It's the flow of El Shaddai, God Almighty. Yeah, it's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. Oh no, it's the flow. It's the flow. Yeah. It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. 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 It's not the rhythm of the beat or the beat of the rhythm that keeps me going. No, no. Oh, it's the flow. It's the flow. It's the flow. It's the flow. Yeah, it's the flow.
Something that you told me stayed in my head all night long. You wanted me to love you when you said softly reach out and touch me. My love is in your hand. with my emotions, because I'm fragile right now. So don't play with me. Please don't play with me, baby. Please don't. Please don't. Feel me.
Walked into the room, there was voodoo in the vibe. See, I was captured by your style, but I could not catch your eyes. So I stand here helplessly, hoping you'll get into me. I am so into you, I can't think of nothing else. No, no. See, I am so into you, baby, I can't think of nothing else. Thinking how it's gonna be whenever I get you next to me. It's gonna be good, don't you know? From your head to your toes, I'm gonna love you all over, over and over. Hey, me into you, you into me, me into you. Oh yeah, I'm so into you. Oh yeah. Hey baby, driving me crazy, I'm so into you. You, ooh, ooh, ooh. When you walked into the room, there was voodoo in the vibe. Oh yeah. See, I was captured by your style, but I could not catch your eyes. So I stand here helpless,
Seems like only yesterday, in the castle on the hill, daydreaming into space, while I wondered what was real. Then an angel from above came to tell me to be still, to sit and feel the love, and in time God would reveal. Coming from where I'm from, every day, all day. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Every day, every day, every day, every day. We live, we laugh, we love, we play. Fought for life, no time to play. We ran our race through every maze, the rise, the grind, the price we paid. Yeah, coming from where I'm from, every day, all day. Now we're understanding life and the reasons we are here. So let us stand upright and make it very clear. Oh, oh, yeah. Hey, every day, every day, every day, every day. Once you made it through each day and you recognize the truth, the strength and confidence is really up to you. Never turning down the chance to be better than before, to succeed in all we do, while God opens every door. Every day, all day. Yeah, coming from where I'm from, every day, all day. We live, we laugh, we love, we pray. Fought for life, no time to play. We ran a race through every maze, the rise, the grind, the price we pay. Yeah, the chase. Coming from where I'm from, every day, all day. I hope you feel what I do. The love, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope you feel what I do. The love is the love, yeah, yeah, yeah. no, no, no. Nobody, 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 nobody like we do. We live, we laugh, we love, we pray. Fought for life, no time to play. We ran our race through every maze. Rise and grind, the price we pay. We paid every day, all day, all day. Yes, coming from where I'm from.
Someday we'd find a way, and here we are, all alone. No need for words, our hearts are speaking loud and clear. And I'ma give you what you want. Relax your mind, 'cause all I wanna do is please you. Keep you satisfied. And I'm gonna take my time, 'cause tonight we're going on. I won't stop till you get enough. Oh, good loving all night. I can't stop till you get enough. Lay your head on my pillow, baby, and tell me everything you like. Alright, there's no need to rush. Whisper when I get it right. Oh, relax your mind, baby. Keep you satisfied. And if you scream, it's fine. Tonight we're going all.
It's Touche, J. Lamont coming at you with a class. Yeah, y'all gonna feel this.
Every time I think of you, I'm so amazed for all the things that you have done for me. Yeah, I'm so glad that I found you for all my needs. Now let's make this moment we can truly see. Gonna love you all through the night. Through the night. And make everything alright.
Make it alright, baby.
Gonna love you all through the night. Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you, girl? I'm gonna love you, girl. What a drum to have when it's someone like you. Always takes me high up to the sky. Now I'm laying here holding you, feeling so free. This special night is you and me.
It's you and me.
I'll love you all through the night.
All through the night, baby.
Make everything alright.
What you wanna do?
I'll love you all through the night.
Let me know, girl.
Who's gonna love you, girl?
Me?
I'm gonna love you, girl.
Lay your head on my pillow, you in a dreamer's high. Elevated from middleman up into the sky. Mileage when we roam. Vacation in island homes. Queening just like a spade, but slamming just like a game of bones. Love's a lethal weapon, and I'm aiming for your heart, body, mind, and soul. Baby, tell me what's the deepest part. What should I start, girl? You solid as a rock. Waterfall love, pray the current never stop. Cook good, eat good, curvy as can be. You my better half, baby. God cooked you up for me. Hey, Touche the greatest, better yet the legendary. Straight out the pavement, rose from the concrete. Know you beautiful. Clean out to your
Righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. Thank you for tuning in. We're very excited today about our great guest today. Mr. Tyrone Corbett's in the house. Help me welcome Mr. Corbett. Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks for coming on the show.
thanks for having me. And you know, I'm turning French, so call me Tyrone Corbett.
All right, Tyrone.
Note to self.
I think I can get a little bit more money if I do that.
Yeah.
It's just like J.C. Pitts. I call it Jacques Pinet.
There you go.
There you go.
No, that's
or
not
Sade being just Sadie, you know.
Yeah.
But I like that though.
That is
Tyrone
nice.
Corbett.
Yeah. Well, welcome, sir. Welcome. And of course, we have our guest host, Mr. John Taylor, in the house. Welcome, John.
Hi, John. Everybody knows John.
Yeah.
He's family here.
Yeah, but
John,
we're very excited
John-
about having you on today, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the invite.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it.
Yes.
Tyrone, man, thank you for coming on and spending some time with us today because we're very excited about having you on. Looking at your background, your career, and everything is just so cool. And we're just anxious to hear about some of your ventures and the artists that you deal with and your entertainment group as well.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure and privilege to be with you. And I often tell people when we have people like yourself who give us these opportunities, it's massive because nothing works without, having people who have your interests at heart and are willing to pour into you. So thank you, Joyce, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. And thanks to Jerry B. for pulling this
Jure.
off for him.
Jure.
Oh, Jure.
See, we're going to keep that theme going.
I like that.
And my name is Joyce.
It just continues to work out.
and his name is Jean. Jean.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mac, we
It
don't have
has
anything
been all
for you.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
won't
even-
get anything done. This will just be a part of the game.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, we might let Ray Mac talk. We might.
You see, I can't get a word in edgewise already, you know. But,
Look.
you know, I'm cool with that.
Okay, go ahead and talk.
No,
Ray
baby.
is like the
Okay,
weather.
Ray.
There's a slight chance of rain.
Which also suggests we don't know which Ray we might get. Then.
That's a
Oh,
good
that's
point.
so true.
That's
The
a good point.
downpour or the deluge.
It might be the deluge, the downpour. I'll go with the downpour.
Or the sleep.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that might happen too.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
hear about you, Tony. You want to hear about you, right, Gary?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I can share with you, again, my name is Tyrone Corbett. I'm a singer, songwriter, music producer, and now videographer. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia, which I'm proud to be from. And, but, my wife and I relocated to New Jersey many, many years ago, just so I could pursue my career, in the arts and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But
So-
go ahead, Gary.
No, you.
No,
You
it's
good.
me.
That wasn't me. Go ahead.
That was me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm trying.
Come on, downpour.
He has to be dramatic.
we was talking a little early behind the scenes and everything, just like you and John, y'all went to school together and everything, and y'all was playing tennis. You had a tennis coach. So now y'all sound like y'all was gonna sue you for careers in tennis, but y'all winded up in the arts.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy for both of us. I'll share with you, I really did, whether it was a delusional, of grandeur type of thing or not, but I really had anticipated pursuing a career in tennis. I started at Virginia Union University, on a partial tennis scholarship, and I was actually taught by Randy Ash, cousin of Arthur, in Richmond. So I grew up on the courts, and it was a great, great, great passion of mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chime in on that one too.
Go
'cause
ahead.
That's funny you said that because I had the same grandeur ideas of grandeur in tennis as well, and
See?
thought I was going to follow tennis because we had Coach John Watson there, during that time, and then what was his other brother, his cousin, Arthur Ash's cousin.
Randy.
Right. Okay. All right.
Randy Ash.
And so, we had them, and we had the teachers there, and we had the National Junior Tennis League, and we had all of that stuff,
Yes. Yes.
and we were on a path. And so,
Yep.
they had great programs there for the kids in the area, and it is really amazing for both of us to be in the entertainment industry, starting from where we started.
That is.
And I don't know when it hit you, but like I said, I did start on tennis as that being my way through Virginia Union, and it was about my second year in college. I was actually majoring history poli-sci, and my second year in college or so, second and a half, I told my parents I wanted to major in music because I'd been doing music my entire life, modestly, mind you. But I'd been in a number of bands, and once I got to the Virginia Union, I was with some great friends, Carl Lester, Lance Dickerson, Stanley Scott. There were a number of us who started a band at Virginia Union, and we wound up, doing a lot of very significant tour dates. Well, I shouldn't say tour dates, but opening act dates for artists like Entombed, the SOS Band. So I really got the bug there at Virginia Union to sort of pursue music as a full-time path. But tennis was certainly the start for me.
Wow.
When did you start in music? When did that bug hit you and that's all you did? After high
that
school, college, or?
Well, it's interesting. I was doing music in high school. You know, we all think we do it well. We think we're writing great songs. They weren't, you know, but you're finding your way. But music was always a part of my life from a very, very young age. My father, who was known as the street preacher, used to take my brother and I around, and he'd preach and he'd sit us up on a little soapbox and we'd sing. So from a very young age, you know, we were, you know, I was involved with the music industry. But once I got to Virginia Union University and really met Carl, Lance, and Stan, music became something that I really thought that I could, you know, pursue. And one of the things that I do want to shout out Virginia Union for is the fact that when we were there, they noticed Weldon Hill, who was one of my instructors and a very dear friend, they recognized that the path we were taking as music majors were not going to be those of the typical, meaning teachers and theory and all of that. So they did something which I still say is the bottom girder of my career. They created a program called Commercial Music, which was built around the band I was in. And Commercial Music was a curriculum that talked about, you know, the entertainment industry, publishing, and all these things outside. So I can't thank them enough for seeing that we wanted to do something a little different. And then they built this program around us. And for me, that's still an incredible story.
That is.
And look at you now.
It's in great part of why I am who I am was because of them.
Wow. Well, earlier, John, went off the air, John Taylor and you guys were reconnecting from years ago. And John, you were sharing what your business is about. And it's so cool that you guys have come together because you're both heavy hitters in the industry. And I thought, remember when wait and say this on the air because I thought that was so interesting. So John, could you start with, on that topic? About management. It was about management. I loved what you said about indie artists and management.
Thanks for the lead in on that because I was like, I'm not sure which way I should start here, but we're going to just take off and see where it lands.
Yeah, where it lands at, huh?
We'll see where it lands.
I read body language. Joyce, tell me what you
yeah. Help me out, Joyce. Help me out. No, we were talking about, especially indie artists, the fact that even though they're independent, it's hard to do this by yourself. It takes a team of people, even if it's a small team. Yeah. If all you have to start off with, because, you know, finances in the music industry are up and down and sketchy simply because there's nothing really solid, even with labels. Because, you know, you get advances, but that's an advance. That's not a permanent. That means you got to pay that back. And so, you know, you got to get us with bingo. And most people don't realize that, you know, it's great. You know, I have a Samara J, who is a wonderful vocalist, a wonderful jazz standards vocalist. She came to Tulsa just a few weeks ago, and she had her latest single was being released that weekend. In fact, it was released that morning. And then later that afternoon, she found out from her management company that she had just gotten signed by Verve. And so it's fabulous. And I told her, I said, I am thrilled for you. That is a wonderful, wonderful label. I said, but it's still a label. So just be careful and make sure that you look out for your best interest because it's your music that's going to make this situation happen. And their resources are going to help, but your music is important. And so the thing that I was saying was management sometimes can be or cannot be artist-centric. And so when they are artist-centric and you find a manager or you find a teammate that gels with you and vibes with you, that is a wonderful situation and is a wonderful situation to propel you to certain levels of success. But it is very difficult. Very difficult to do this by yourself.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. And, you know, something I always say, and I want to always be fair to all sides. I share this with young people a lot who are coming into the industry, many because of where the industry is, where technology is, where social media is. They're very savvy with understanding how to do many things themselves that we often have to, you know, shore up if we can at all. Yeah. musicians and people in my age group don't want to learn that stuff, but you have to. But oftentimes what I find that the deficit is, while these young people are impressively talented and they do some incredible things, they don't understand the importance of building a team. And I often say you have to have people that believe in you. And when someone believes in you, maybe they have resources, maybe they don't. But if they believe in you, you've already covered some impressively, difficult ground, because as you said, you cannot do it by yourself. It often takes a team, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others. And by the way, let me say this. I often share about where I see some of the deficits are with young people. For the last few weeks, I'm filming this entertainment a series on major artists, up and coming artists, indie artists of all genres. The one thing that has really pleased me immensely is I'm seeing some young artists who are actually, they've developed these followings that sometimes are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. And they're actually doing it correctly. I watched them come to the venue with a team, a good team, with a manager, with a publicist. And this is something, quite honestly, I had not experienced, and it really does my spirit good to see that some of these young folks, and I shouldn't say some, quite a few, it's an industry that I think many of us are not aware of or a part of. I shouldn't say industry, but it's a group that we're not a part of. And I'm grateful now to be seeing, I was in New York last night with an artist by the name of Jordan, and impressive talent. He told me he got to start with Meek Mill and then wound up writing with John Legend and doing a bunch of things. But he came from Philly with a choir, full band. And they are doing great work. So that's something that I've not seen, but it's great to see and know that it's there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does he play the violin?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see that. He's a singer.
That name sounds very familiar.
It does.
Very.
Yeah. Well,
Jordan,
he's Jordan Banks. Incredible.
Jordan.
Yeah. Gurodan. And over the last few weeks, I've met a number of these young artists again, and I've been writing about them because they're doing some work that I quite honestly didn't think was around anymore. There are a lot of more R&B going on than I ever knew. And again, it's a different, age set, but I'm happy to now be becoming aware of them.
I'm happy to hear about the R&B.
Yeah.
Because when I came back to music about 12 years ago, I'm going to do smooth jazz because I'm a saxophonist, and that's where it fits. But then my heart, John knows this, my heart belongs to R&B. As a part of me, that's R&B. I had older siblings. I'm the youngest of 4, but they were like 10 years.
Sure.
9 years. I had Motown all around me. And in South Louisiana, I had Zydeco Blues, Motown, trained classically, but I've had all this music. So it's been difficult for me to stay all smooth jazz. It's kind of difficult for people like me. I'm not the only one. I talked to many of John Kerry's. I think I saw him. Same way. He can do smooth jazz, but we found ourselves going, we got other things in us that we want to come out with. So, but then what happens when I released like Saxo Funk, my husband said, that's not a watercolor song. I said, I know, but I really don't care. I just love it. I don't care. I care, but I also care about that other part of me that's R&B. So it's good. I say all that to say, I'm glad to hear someone who's in the industry like you, a producer, a writer, and everything. But speaking of producer, when we met on Jerry B's Artist Impact Show, we were on the same panel. And that's when I heard your song. What's the title?
The Bell Tolls for You.
Yeah, The Bell Tolls for You. And we were supposed to be sort of like critiquing the song. And I listened to it. I said, well, there's nothing wrong.
That's very kind.
There's nothing wrong with the song. It's beautifully written. The video was nice. I'll say all that to say, is that coming an artist? Are you a producer? Because I got the impression J.D. Wesley, right? sang the song, but you did everything else on the song. So I guess what I'm trying to do is have you tell the audience more detail about what you do for artists, whether they're just starting or seasoned artists. How do you reach out and how do you pull people together?
Sure, and thanks for that,
business?
Joyce. Yeah, it's interesting. I have a multi-tier approach to what I do in music. I've been pitching songs to major artists for many years, and I've had songs up for Celine Dion, Kelly Clarkson, and through one reason or another, you get near the finish line, and and whether it's a record label, a regime change, or there can be many reasons why things don't go forward. So one of the things that I decided to do a few years ago, and it's just coming to fruition, is take some of those songs, because I have literally hundreds of songs. I've had a 30-year career, but what I wanted to do was also reintroduce myself to an audience that may not even know me at all. Saying introduce myself through my work, because I'm pitching as a songwriter, but many people really don't know what I do. So I looked at a number of songs I had, and with a number of artists that I've worked with over the years, because I've been fortunate to work with artists from American Idol, The Voice, DJ Khaled and Diddy's The Ford TV show. And so a lot of these artists I've worked with over the years. So I looked at my catalog and I said, you know what, I think I want to do this independently. Now, don't get me wrong, Joyce. It's not that I'm naive about the independent route. Even with my, years in the industry, it's a very difficult one. But my goal initially was just to introduce my work to people who wouldn't know my work as a songwriter behind the scenes. So with The Bell Tolls for You, we actually wrote it in 2018. I was talking to one of my collaborators, Clarence Penn, and the other would be Joseph Gaida. And I told them both I wanted to write something that had a little more teeth in it, that talked about some of the systematic things that we're facing as people of color and marginalized people in general. So we wrote it, and I thought it was brilliant. I actually went down the road of pitching it and had some pretty big people on board, but as oftentimes happen, it falls or they are not ready to release a record. So I met J.D. Wesley working on his record in my studio. A producer brought him to me just to record his record. And he was such a phenomenal, unusually gifted guy. Yeah. I asked him, would he be interested? I played the bell for him and asked him, would he be interested in possibly being the front artist for it? And he said yes. And it, in my estimation, is a match made in heaven. And you asked me about the whole process, about how I do that. And, and so I picked JD, we recorded the song, and then we shot the video. And even with the studio recording, I often share with people, JD is one of the more gifted people I've had the opportunity to work with. But making a record is still something that we pour into differently. Oftentimes people tell me, well, I recorded this in a day or two, and not in a bad way. I'll tell them, and it sounds like that. And but from the sense of there's a difference between putting in a different level of work. Just to share with you a bit of the behind the scenes, again, I sing JD's praise, but we spent 3 or 4 days, 6 to 8 hours cutting that song. And it was not because of an inability. It was because we were both searching for those things which could make it special. Not a good performance, but hopefully a performance that could touch people. And I find that that's a lost art form in itself in this industry.
Oh, you just make me feel real good. You have no idea. Because I thought maybe I was spending too much time, recording, because, my producer sends it in, or, okay, let me record the flute, like 3 days. I listen to it, I go in, I'm on an errand and I'm listening. I said, you know what? That verse is not working. I gotta redo it.
That's right.
It's not working. Oh, the intro. Oh no, I thought that intro was good. That's not a good intro. Yeah. Go back again. And then once I send it to him, he can say, could you redo the chorus? It's
Sure.
too busy.
And that's some great self-editing, and that's what it takes. Now, by the way, we're not always afforded that. I share with people as well that if this is a lawyer date, meaning that's representing a label or a label date, I may have to, turn things in much sooner and faster. So I don't begrudge that it can't be done in a day or so. But there are also, even with these incredible singers, if we go back in history, if you know the history, there are few people in the industry who could record this sort of incredible work like in a session. I have some friends that work with Whitney Houston, and they said, as an engineer, and oftentimes when they're setting up for a session, they're setting microphones, they're testing levels while the artist is singing. And I was told that, Whitney would come in and they were like, we want to be prepared because whatever she's saying was golden first take. I heard Celine Dion can do that. I heard Aretha Franklin can do that. But my point in sharing that is most even incredible artists don't do that. Even if they're gifted, it's not about gift. It's about just an understanding of the studio, the telling of the story, and all of that.
Right. It just depends, because sometimes you can go in and just nail it. But I think when you're writing it, see, I'm writing my music, and I write it, and I'll tilt my head to the side. It's amazing how something can sound good, and you listen to it the next day, and you go, "What was I thinking? That's not good."
Yeah. But that's a great thing to have, because most artists, I think, suffer from the inability to be able to look at critically, and as an outsider. And that's what I often tell artists that I work with. You have to step away from the "my mother says it sounds good" syndrome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And to kind of come back around with that, that's where a team comes in. You've got to have more than one set of ears and one set of eyes to look at something that either could be really good or could be phenomenal. Yes. And it just could take a couple of steps here, a couple of steps there, a change here, a tweak there with other people's input. And, it's not always needed, but it's usually helpful.
It is.
It's
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And you have to be open to that. And what I found is those artists who have really transitioned their careers are the ones who typically are able to self-edit, as Joyce said, and be able to listen to other people. I've always said, if I'm the smartest person in the room, that's a really scary room.
Yeah.
I want to be in a room with there people who have had larger, greater, more profound, and I don't mean from a famous perspective particularly, but people who've had different careers. And if I can go back to my old college buddy and my tennis position, you don't get better at tennis being able to be when you're better. You get better when you have an opponent who can challenge you and who is likely better than you. That's how you grow your game.
True.
I'm loving your graphics, Gary. Your graphics are nice. Are we about to go off the air? I saw your graphics. Did you do that on purpose?
No.
You did it?
No. That was an accident.
Well, we're live.
That was an
That was
accident.
kind of nice. I have two screens, guys. I'm looking here doing this. I try to pay attention.
Hey, look, there's nothing like live anything. Nothing.
There's
like
a different energy with live.
Yes, it is.
Whole different.
Yes,
no
it is.
doubt. No doubt.
Whole different.
Yeah.
That's
know,
right.
I'm sitting here, my head is steady going down.
I saw you.
That's how that graphics button got hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Why don't you let's take this time. Tyrone, why don't you tell us about that video one more time? The one that we were just talking about. Because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get ready to cue it, so I have it ready to start for our viewers. But before I do, if you can.
Well, all good. One of the things that I like to share about this video is that we shot it mostly in Newark, and we did the last quarter of it in New York. And one of the things that happened that was profound for me was as we were shooting the video, a crowd gathered. It was racial. It was young and old, Hispanic, black, white, old, young. And in the midst of one of our takes, or in between one of the takes, an older white woman came up to me, and she looked to me to be about 75, 78. And I asked her, because she came to me and she was mouthing something. And I said, well, could you hear the lyric? And she said, look at my face. She said, that's why I'm crying. It is beautiful. It is profound. Mm-hmm. And I've received messages from all over the country, some from out of the country. And probably what I'm most proud of, although it was written around the Black experience, if you listen to it, it is about anyone who's in a marginalized state. So that made me really, really proud that the work was being received the way I intended it, and maybe even greater, and that's very satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice. Okay, well, let's take a break, and I want to let our viewers check that out, and then we'll come back and continue and everything. So everybody, just keep it locked right here on the Indie Live Spot, and we'll be right back after this.
Colleen gave you a dig, Mac.
What kind of man do you think I am to lift you up just to let you down? Give you my life certifiably, make a house a home, raise a family. But times are strange and something's wrong, but have no fear, keep holding on. Uncertain times have come to be, stand strong and believe. I know you've been abused, lost and confused, don't know what to do. Don't be afraid, don't walk away, the bell tolls for you. May not make a sound when it comes around, but you know what to do. People feeling bad, just look around. Seems like every day we're losing ground. Pain and strife, suffering, no appetite, no empathy. So many lost, so many need. How about we trade those we don't see? Children died in the streets, stand tall and believe. Oh, I know you've been abused, you've been lost and confused, don't know what to do. Don't be afraid, don't walk away, the bell tolls for you. May not make a sound when it comes around, but you know what to do. What's it gonna be? Pain and misery? Baby, don't be confused. When it comes around, it's going down, and the bell tolls for you. Don't give up hope, and don't give in. It's not where it starts, but where it ends. And truth be told, it comes from within. If we gotta fight bell tolls for you. May not make a sound when it comes around, but you know what to do. What's it gonna be? Pain and misery? Baby, don't be confused. When it comes around, it's going down, and the bell tolls for you. The truth will unfold, the righteous uplifted, and all will be healed, the sick and afflicted. The darkness will fall, the veil will be lifted. Just stay alive, you will survive. The truth will unfold, the righteous uplifted, and all will be healed, the sick and afflicted. The darkness will fall, the veil will be lifted. Just stay alive, you will survive. The truth will unfold, the righteous uplifted, and all will be healed, the sick and afflicted. The darkness will fall, the veil will be lifted. Stay alive, you will survive. Oh.
We're not live yet, y'all. We're still off the air, right? Right, Gary?
We're on now.
We are now. Okay. Well, before, when I was, we're not live yet, y'all. We're still off the air, right? Right, Gary?
We're on now.
We are now. Okay. Well, before. Okay, here we go. That's that live thing for you. It happened. Right, Matt?
Yeah, it was all me. It was all me.
But anyway, when I heard the song, I couldn't even critique it. I was crying.
Oh, that's
because I
very
was
nice.
watching the video. I said, okay, I'm supposed to critique a song that is perfect.
Oh, you're very kind.
Then you go on the show and you said, oh, okay, yes, I heard this, I heard that. But man, you wrote from your heart, your soul, your spirit, and the mixing
powerful.
and mastering. Everything about this song is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Joyce.
I tell you, man, if you don't get a Grammy for this,
I know, right?
Something is totally wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, Ray. If you got a couple of friends on the Grammy board, send it to them.
There might be some people in the chat room that are on the Grammy board. Y'all heard that, right? Help a brother out.
Please.
I'm gonna get the link and everything, and I'm gonna send it over to Africa.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna send it over there. And
I had some people even from the Ukraine comment, and I reposted it as a standing with the people in Ukraine because, again, the bell tolls for you is a call of action.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it is about anyone who's marginalized. While, we know how poignant it is for all those people who I showed on the steps. And by the way, let me give you a little background on that. After I'd written it and we were preparing to shoot the video, I wanted a way, to represent those people who had lost their lives so tragically. And I hadn't figured it out yet. I was going to show images. But as I had the wide shot and I was editing it, it hit me with him on the steps. And I went, because it's kind of like saying these are the steps of justice.
Yeah.
Which
That's
quite
right.
honestly, there is none.
Mm-hmm.
But I put one name there, and then I quickly called my wife. I'm always running things. I was like, "Baby, come take a look at this." And she was like, "Oh my," And she said, "Are you going to do them all?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to put each name on a step." And the sad part of that is those steps could be completely filled before now and even since now with new names. So that's
With new
part
names.
of the
Oh
point.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm like Joy. Hell, I couldn't even think. Where's the hook at? What? There's so many hooks in there. It's crazy. I said, damn.
Oh man, I'm glad you got that, because that's part of the writing process. You're trying to reel people in, and I really wanted to cement. Number one, the chorus is "Don't be afraid, don't walk away. The bell tolls for you." It may not make a sound when it comes around, but you'll know what to do. And part of that lyric, even for me, is I'm the son of a civil rights activist, and even though I'm nonviolent and I don't ever advocate violence, I felt the bell tolls for you said, at some point you have to stand up, you have to be accounted for and make it known, that these things are not okay. I'm also a strong believer that we have to, or part of the challenge is making those changes from the inside, meaning from a voting perspective.
Right.
Right. Because what you done on the step, we know it's gonna happen again and again. So what are you planning to do as this steady happening with people getting killed by police and things like that? Are you gonna reintroduce this or what?
Well, I think it's unfortunately for the rough reasons, it's a timeless song because it deals with something, again, about people who are marginalized. One of the things that I'm working towards, which seems like could be a possibility, is getting it also placed with the Democratic National Party for races that are coming up, because I think it really could be a galvanizing thing, to get people out to vote. Don't be afraid, don't walk away, the bell tolls for you. Again, it's a call to action.
Absolutely. It
Action.
resonates very well.
Yeah, I cannot,
Very well.
I agree, Gary.
I don't think it's going to be hard to get it with the Democratic Party to actually play this, a portion of this. I don't think it's going to be hard at all.
Well, time will tell him, from your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
Well, I think it's going to happen because, like I said, you done told the story, and like I said, the Democratic Party don't know the story. They think they know, but you put it in perspective for them. Here it is. Here it is in front of your mug right now. What you gonna do?
And I again want to shout out my co-writers, because this is not a solo game. One of my writing partners is Clarence Penn, who actually Clarence came up in this case with the track idea. And when I told him I was writing the lyrics and I was calling it "The Bell Tolls for You," he said, "Did you hear that bell that I put in the background?" And I said, absolutely. It really, that sometimes there's that one kernel of a thing that really resonates. So for me, when I mixed the record, that bell, which was kind of a minor and understated thing, I really brought that bell out to be prominent. So every time you hear that chorus, all during the chorus, you hear that "don't be a bing," it's there. So it's the bell tolling. And I thought that was a wonderful, way that to bring it all together.
This is the first time, that I heard one song, which is that, the bell toll. There's so many hooks in there. It's too hard for anybody to explain because it's just loaded with the hooks. Bam, 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 bam.
I appreciate that, man.
I'll tell you, this is the real deal. What you and that team did with this song is the real deal. What you did is you made something that captivates a person. It catches them, and it doesn't let them go.
That part.
And that is where you win with music, poetry, any of the arts. If you can grab the person's attention and not let them go, you have won the race.
You won.
And
You have won.
with
Wow.
such a
Thank you.
powerful message. Yeah, this is one of the more powerful messages that you can put out in any format.
Oh, thank
But
you.
you did it in music, and you did it well. So I'm going to
thank you,
applaud
brother.
you, man, because I sat there and I listened, and I was totally captivated. Couldn't move. I was just in it, and I'm like,
Oh.
this is what we need in music. This is the type of thing. If you can put stuff like this out, music will. It's already powerful, but it will rebound to the days where it was the most powerful medium on the planet.
He's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Right.
And you know what? I have to be honest, although I'm immensely proud of the video, it really was I was a bit stressed the day we shot it. I got up and, I told my wife, I said, I'm a bit concerned. And she said, why? What, is there something wrong with the weather? And I said, no, I said, I just want to make sure that I think the song, we got right. There's no question. I said, but I want to be able to shoot a compelling video. And as I'm still a young videographer, I wanted to do something that had impact. And I felt the song, was so strong that I did not want to let it down. And quite honestly, the video, and there are many things in the video, by the way. When you see JD standing up with the big stone bust of the justice with the blindfold, which says, again, justice is blind. But
Yes.
for me, I do those things for a different reason. I put him there because, as we know, justice is rarely blind, particularly when it comes to people of color. So there are a number of things in the video that go by, but it was very intentionally shot and shown, and I'm really proud of that work.
Very much.
Man,
so. Yeah,
you
it
know,
should be.
I'm serious. You have to send that you got to get it to the Democrats on this. You definitely have to. If you have to walk it into one of their chambers.
I ain't afraid of that. I'll do
get
it.
it up in that camp, I would do
You
it.
might see me on TV with my hands behind my back, but I'm
But that's
running.
all right. That's all right too. That's all right too. Long as they don't do no shooting, we fine.
That's right.
You can handcuff me at any time. But no, I would set me an appointment with one of the leaders. Well, it's gonna be hard to get a hold of Biden and Kamala, but
Well,
I
you
would
never
get to
know.
that.
There's a network of people, and like I say, each
Yeah.
one teach one, as they say. Hey, each one passing along. I appreciate it, and I'm fighting to get it heard. The message has really resonated. There have been a number of news articles and things written on it, and going back to one of the things we were talking about indie artists. I am an indie artist in this sense, and I'm really proud because to date the song is at about 130,000 views on YouTube, and that alone, in a world of multi-million-dollar reviews and views, which are often bought, this is something that I've built from the ground up. And prior to this, I'd gotten a few thousand here, or 3,000 or 4,000 there, but to immense 130,000 views independently, all on the back of my just trying to get it out there. I'm really, really proud. And again, it says it's resonating with people.
Well, it's president. Hell, they need to see it. People in Washington need to really see it. Go ahead, Gary.
No, I was just saying, going along with this, I think if there would be a way somehow to reach like Ari Melber or Joy Reid on MSNBC.
Yep, I've been working those ties. You're absolutely right, Gary.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man. Definitely, please. Whew.
Yeah, because you have experience submitting music with labels, and so that's pretty cool. So you already know how to get music, the channels and the connections in the network to get music in certain places.
Well,
absolutely, but you got to still work it. Sometimes
You got
the
to
doors
work.
open, and sometimes they don't.
That's
Yeah.
true. So true.
It's the music business.
I would get on that horn and send
horn?
me a get the phone.
Down
And,
for it.
Get on that horn, call the secretaries, whoever, get you an appointment so you can walk in there. Have your you have your laptop or whatever with that on there, and let them see it.
No, I'm working believe you me, every
Yeah.
day for me is an effort to try to get it out there. And I just want to thank you guys as well, because even this platform, every time it's a chance to be heard or seen, is going in the right direction. As we talked about earlier, again, with my old friend from high school and college, it's a team sport. So even you guys providing me this platform is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, speaking of music and platforms, and Gary, thank you for doing what you do on this platform.
Absolutely.
And here's the cool part about this. Music is, and this is just an example, Tyrone, of what music can do. This chat room is full of professional musicians and people that do this, and they're independent, and some of them are on labels. But the point is, when you come on like this and you share this type of thing, it's inspirational to people who love music. And the people who are watching this and listening, and it's vital that we get the information out, that we share what we're doing in an appropriate manner, so that because we never know who we're going to inspire. We never know who we're going to touch. And so it's just one of those things that we're showing appreciation for you, because you're doing something, you did something special, you're continuing to do special things, and coming on here helps a lot of people, because again, when someone gets something that's done to this magnitude, that has a kind of effect that this has the potential for, it inspires people. And so the next person that's coming out with the next great thing could be sitting in this chat room, and in this case, with the quality of people we have in this chat room, is very likely.
It's very likely, right?
It's very likely. And so I just wanted to encourage everyone that's on this broadcast, this program, because everybody has bad days, and this could be somebody's bad day. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, this day is going to end. You're going to be better tomorrow, if not tonight. And your dream is real, and you have got to pursue it, because somebody needs what you're doing.
Ooh, you better preach.
That's powerful, man.
That's powerful.
Courage. That's incredible.
Well, I tell you what, just hand me the stuff, I'll walk in there my damn self. So I ain't ashamed.
You know what? Based on
Just
that,
don't eat while you're doing that, okay?
I'll share a little bit of my personal journey, because it is in great part that piece. My wife and I moved up north so that I could pursue my career in music, and we had our first child in the midst of one of the most successful times of my career. But our son was born with a catastrophic brain illness, which took me out of the music industry, out of life. To date, we're maybe $5, $7, $10 million in medical costs, and we've had every reason to give up. I've nearly lost my son hundreds of times, but at the same time, we've continued to do that fight you were just talking about. We continue, even when it's a bad day, to move forward. And I thought I would never get back into the music industry due to the unusually catastrophic nature, health-wise and financial-wise, of my son. But I've continued to fight even through those bad days. And it is great, even though we're still fighting for my son. 25 years later, he's alive, thank God. But we're fighting 25 years later, so it's never been a rest moment. But that is something that needs to be shared and encouraged, because as you said, many of us have bad days. But if we don't give up, if we continue to walk the path, you'll find that even if things don't work out the way you wanted or felt they should, they can work out for you far better. So I love the words you shared, man. Don't give up, continue to fight.
Amen.
And I love what you said about your video. You didn't pay anybody to promote your video. You didn't pay a radio promoter. You didn't pay any service. And you got over 130,000 views. And I know it's going to hit millions. I'm going to put that in the atmosphere.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take
millions. Yeah. But that is very good as an independent, working on your own, because, and I say all that to ask you, if it's not too hard, harsh of a question, how do you feel about indie artists paying, radio promoters to push their music?
Well, that's a dicey game, and you never know what you're going to get. It's great, as we've discussed, having people on your team and being a part of you. But when you're paying for promotions like that, many years ago, we had in the industry what was known as payola. And, it is a way to get into the game. But oftentimes, even if you go that route, you don't get what you think you're going to get. And I'll give you a great example and an asterisk on that. My song, The B-Side, which my dear friend from college, Lance Dickerson, did a piano arrangement of. He came to me and asked me, he said, Ty, I got a promoter and I'm willing to pay him a few $1,000s. And I told him no. And, because you have to be cautious, that money gets in the wind. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't people who do really good work, but that's a really tough thing to navigate. It's hard to know who's who. I know people who get songs on the smooth jazz charts. They pay to get them there. And, it's a good look. But I'll often ask at the end of the day, while you got that charting performance, and it can be something that's built upon, what is it? Because again, you can spend $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000 for just a feel-good moment, and we all want a bit more than that. At least I do for my money.
Yes,
I know, right?
absolutely. Well said.
If you ever thought about
Very good.
coming to what is the Southwest by Southwest, the industry, you got Northwest by Northwest.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many wonderful events like that. Of course, because of coming out of COVID, and now monkeypox. But
Right.
it's hard to. It's tough. But absolutely, those things are great resources, and they're great ways to get your music heard. Often people don't know about those channels. Even like in the old days, Medium in France, all those places where, people went, and they were just great meeting grounds. You could have something mediocre, but if you're in a room with the right person, and by the way, I'm not promoting mediocre, but I'm just saying it happens. Being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
When I first got here in this area, back in '99, I went to an R&R convention. And I met so many people. I even met Marcus Haynes there. Marcus Haynes, the basketball player. But I met a lot of people. Then one of the females that I met, her name is Mildred Bate, and she was with ABC Radio at that same time. But here, and Tom Joyner was there. Who else was there? What's that boy's name? I can't even think his name. But I met all these people, and I've been in contact with them all since then. But especially Mildred. But the thing is that, man, I think Southwest by Southwest, if you present that to them, because that's the biggest.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ray, you said something so let me say two things, because I want to plug something which is important, by the way. The song did make Rolling Stone's listening list, which was massive for me, and it actually won a Hermes Gold Award for videography and video creativity. But let me circle back, because you mentioned ABC News Radio. I actually worked for ABC News Radio when I first moved here back in I think I was there about 2000 and 2001, just before 9/11. But one of the things I did with ABC News Radio was I supported shows like the Tom Joyner Morning Show and others. So yeah, man, we got a little bit more history together there, Ray.
Oh yeah, See, before, here it was the satellite network. Now it's Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And it was based right here in Dallas, Texas. Yeah. Because I had a group that I got on there. I was promoting on Sirius Radio. Well, satellite network, the Harbor Show. I was going to Japan. But I've been around a minute, man.
Yeah, obviously so, my brother.
Feel
like
around a minute. Around a minute.
Okay. Well, before we get run out of time, I want you to tell us about the other video that you sent us. We can feature it as well before we lose time. you want to kind of elaborate on that video and talk a little bit about the artists and everything?
Sure. And which one is that? Is that What's Killing Me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Over the years, I've had, again, a great fortune with working with many, many young artists. And one of whom I met at the time, I think she was about 17, was Amanda Abejian, a really wonderful talent from a very beautiful family. And I met her while she was in a production company. And so we talked, and I recorded this song on her, and she delivered it beautifully. And I shot the video. However, this is one of the first videos I shot with my phone, quite honestly.
Okay.
And I was pleased with how it came out. That's when I really got the bug. But this is What's Killing Me. I wrote the lyrics, produced it, same thing, mixed it. And this was written with a very dear writing partner of mine, Robert Donzello.
Nice. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and introduce that right quick. And then we'll come back and we'll talk some more about everything else. So everybody, keep it locked right here. We'll be right back.
Well, you got some nice comments in.
Hey baby, I know it's been a while, but there's just something I need to get off my chest. Something that's been bothering me. Something I just gotta say. Something really strange is taking over me. Took control of me. And I don't know why. Feelings much too strong keep blinding me, confining me. But I have my pride. Why do you have to say I'll make my way? Just leave me here alone. Just leave me. It seems so hard for me. Just let it be, and I'll make it on my own. Let it burn, baby, let it burn. Tell you how I feel inside. Was so prepared to ride or die. Anything you wanted of me. Gotta go, gotta roll. This time I'm gonna let you know. Gotta live my life for me, but you don't see what's killing me. You know I tried, baby. I've tried. Let you know. Wanna know why you're feeling me. You had me take it to the streets. No more pain. I'm gonna live my life. Now that you're gone, I'll be just fine. Why does it hurt so bad? The times we had, no happy memories. Won't ever hold inside, no longer hide the tracks of my tears. Tell you
It's just like a date night. A date night. Be my baby tonight.
Remember days we sit and talk for a while. We laughed and watched each other smile. Night would fall. Now we're under the moon and the stars.
Guys, this is very special for me. Tyrone, it is absolutely back this week.
Well, it's beautiful to reconnect. That's been the bonus.
It really is.
Absolutely.
All right.
I
Well,
guess-
that video was awesome, and we're
Yeah.
back, everybody. And yeah, that was really nice, though.
What's the artist's name again?
Amanda Abajian.
Okay.
She can sing.
Yeah.
She's got a very nice voice, doesn't she?
Oh yeah. Wonderful young lady. One of my earlier, artists that I work with. Like I said, we first met. Oh man, some 20 years ago. But wait a minute. This brings about a really good story that I want to share with you guys. So I'm working on this entertainment series of producing the series on artists who are either very successful major stars or up and comers. So I'm in New York about a week ago, and I'm interviewing this artist, Jay Brown. Now, I looked up, before I did the interview and saw that he had carved out, one of the young people I was telling you all about earlier, who had carved out this wonderful career, even though I didn't know him. I mean, has a very significant following. He's doing this big date in New York. So I reached out and said, hey, I would love to interview you for the series I'm working on. He said, sure, come on out. So I go out to meet him, and in any interview, one of the very basic questions, I try not to be too basic, but one of the basic questions are, how'd you get your start in the industry? So I asked him that, and as he's telling how, I'm just looking at him because he goes, wait, first he says I'm a PK, which, as am I. So I thought that was just pretty cool. But he goes, I'm from Detroit, and I was in a group that got signed by Wyclef that he brought to New Jersey. And I'm looking at him. I'm just staring in disbelief because I'm saying this cannot be so. Because 20-something years ago, Wyclef brought a group to my home that he had signed from Detroit.
Yeah.
And Jay Brown was one of the singers in that group, as well as who became the lead singer in Diddy's Making the Band group, Day 26, Robert Curry. So after he tells the story, I go, you're not going to believe this. We know one another. We met some 20 years ago, and you actually came to my home. And I couldn't believe that neither one of us recognized one another. But he was about, I think, 14 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say how old I was, but but how about that coming full circle? I'm sitting interviewing someone, not knowing that we had already interacted and had a past together.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's wild. That's
But you
really
said
wild.
you worked with Will Downing and Gerald Albright, which are two of my favorites. What kind of work did you do with them?
Wow. Well, I credit a great part of what I do to Will Downing as well. I actually met Will at Virginia Union as well. He started there and then left early to pursue his career. But with Will, I've toured with him. I've provided background vocals. I've performed on his records. The Billboard #1 behind me was a record I engineered for him as well. And he's introduced me to so many wonderful people. So when I went on tour with him, I met Gerald Albright, Layla Hathaway, Norman Brown, and it's all about, again, people who are willing to pour into you. And Will has been one of those people who I consider a dear friend, but he's always been very forward-minded with, really introducing me to other people and giving me that platform. So always taking my hat off to Brother Will Downey.
Yes, sir.
That works every time, boy. Because in this industry, most of them don't want to share that information. They don't want to do this.
It is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rare.
And watch you struggle. Knowing they have the answer. You know what I mean? Well, watch you struggle. And I'm so stubborn, I'll just struggle until I get it. Now I got it.
Sometimes that's what we got to do, But I've been fortunate to have people like Will and a number of others in my career and life who've always been willing, to say, hey, Ty, let me point you in the right direction. Let me help you out here. And that's why, I like giving back as well, because, again, everybody, we've all learned from someone. And if we try to hold it, it's sort of like the old adage, it's not my mom's quote, but I'm sure you all know it. If you hold your hand so close that nothing can go out, well, nothing either.
Yeah.
And nothing can come in. But something, it's a good thing that John come on, someone that y'all went to school together, grew up together and things like that. This is wild. I love this. Now y'all don't reconnect. You're gonna be in Oklahoma soon doing what you're doing. Then John gonna come up and see y'all. It a big old hug.
No, absolutely. That's been the bonus today. I met Joyce a week or two ago, and that was a beautiful thing. I find that she's a beautiful spirit, and those of us like-minded, I think we're drawn to one another. So to come on to the show again, Joyce, thank you for even, providing me, the backdrop to talk about some of the things I'm working on. And then for John, it's just a bonus. What can you ask for? Nothing better than that. And definitely, brother, when I come to Oklahoma or Tulsa, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be, but we will definitely connect, grab a bite to eat, chop it up.
Look here, I tell you what.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Once you
he's gonna invite himself. Watch it.
I
Come on, John.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
am. John, when you find out when he's coming,
See?
I'll get in my little old chariot and drive on up there.
Sounds like a winner, brother.
Yeah,
Sounds like
That's
a
what
winner.
I'm
I'll do that.
Sounds like a winner.
Shit.
I want to mention this though. You talked about Virginia Union. You talked about Will Downing. It's funny. I lived, I don't know, a mile and a half from Virginia Union, maybe, and I could walk to Battery Park, and play tennis and have a great time. And the point I'm making though is the resurgence. We really didn't understand what an HBCU was when we were younger.
No.
And we had one, and you went to one, and we had one right there in our midst, and really didn't understand the beauty and the value of what we had. But there is so much now that has been exposed about HBCUs and how wonderful they are and can be, and the talent that has come out of those.
Absolutely.
We've got vocalists and authors and poets and ball players and you name it.
Comedians, all.
Vice president. Yeah, you've got a plethora of people, of talented people that have come out of there and are making a huge difference. And so I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our home HBCU, and then all of them that are having a resurgence and a much needed one and a much deserved one, because there's a lot of talent in those schools, and there's a lot of people doing good things, and there's a lot of good teachers who are influencing people like yourself and have made a difference in our lives. I mentioned Coach John Watson a little earlier. He was so instrumental in my life, not just my tennis career, but my life, and I don't know if you remember when Arthur Ashe actually came down and did some tennis lessons in Battery Park.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, So you've got all of these wonderful events happening in a small city. Well, it's not small anymore, like Richmond, because it has grown dramatically. But the point is, there's a lot of stuff that you overlook locally, and musicians have that problem too. Go ahead.
And I'm sorry, not to cut across you, because you said something that was profound, and I don't think many people know this. Now, I think Howard is now the winner in this area. Not that it's about a loser, but at one point, I think during the 80s and 90s, Virginia Union University had put out, I think they had said something like 30% of not only world leaders and all of this stuff, small, because Virginia Union is so much smaller than Hampton, Howard, and all of those HBCUs put together. We were, maybe like a quarter the size. But I remember reading the article that said, how many, profound people had actually come from Virginia Union. And so, yes, shout out to all HBCUs, but certainly Virginia Union has played an extremely pivotal part in my role in life. And one little story here, my father found out early on that if he worked for Virginia Union, the school at that time would pay for 75% of the tuition of any family member.
Wow.
So my father, who had worked, he was a baggage handler at Greyhound. My father took a job as a janitor, and because he said, I can't pay for you to go somewhere else, but I can get you into Virginia Union University. Now, my brother and I both started on partial scholarships, so I think my brother on a full, but my father made the sacrifice and saw the vision of taking a job as a janitor to see his family through college. Now, my father graduated from Virginia Union in 1978. My mother graduated in 1981, which was the year I graduated from high school.
And that's the same
my
year
brother
I graduated. Yeah.
I graduated, my sister. So out of no way was made a way by my father's vision of saying, I want you to get a good education, and whatever I can do, I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Well done.
Awesome.
Is your father still alive?
No, he's passed away, sadly. But, incredible man, marched during the 60s, a community activist. He was instrumental in a number of laws being changed in Virginia. He put himself and his life out there. And so, I'm very grateful for all of his tutelage, as well as all he did for many students at Virginia Union, because when they couldn't afford to go home for whether it was spring break or Christmas break, my father would put them on Greyhound buses. I can tell a story now, but he would put them all on Greyhound buses and get them home to their families, and oftentimes got him back. So he was someone who always poured into everyone, and I love that about him.
I kind of miss those small community ways, because I have a cousin that reminded me why he was doing so much to help. He said, well, your mother and father used to bring us milk, used to do this and this and this.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, they did? He said, yeah, you have no idea. And when my mom got stuck, your father came, because we were country folk, with his tractor.
Oh, see, those were the days, yeah.
Yeah. But when you started talking about that, I think the shock came in, and when we became pioneers, I may be telling my age too, but when schools in the South, we integrated a little bit later than most schools, and I was in early elementary. But my first few years, everything was so cozy. I knew everybody, the church, you just crossed the field, and all of a sudden I was bussed across town, people who didn't want me. That's all I can, you know what I mean? But that had to happen, and we had to be the pioneers, if you know what I mean. I don't have any regrets of integration. I'm just saying that when you're a child and you didn't have any orientation, I mean, it was cold. We were just dropped off, and we didn't know where to go. It was like, what do we do? We don't know this school. Where do we go? What do we do? So we were the pioneers. But I know Gary's looking, so I think he's probably ready to wrap it up. Gary?
Well, I was looking, it's almost about that time. We got about 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, my uncle, he's a doctor of history, and he got his degree and everything, he's a doctor, but he was in the movement also. But what he did, it was so bad, he had to leave the country and move to Africa. 'cause it's gonna kill him.
Mhm.
You know.
He was
So-
a guest on our show. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is, man, like Langston University, that's where the Harlem Globetrotters came out of.
Yeah.
Out, right there at Langston, in Oklahoma. Even Charlie Wilson went to school at Langston.
Yeah. Well, we got to go get our brothers from VUU again. So there's Will Downing, there is Charles Oakley, NBA, Hall of Famer Charles Oakley, Chicago Bull, New York Knick, another very, very good friend of mine. But yes, some wonderful people have come out of these very small schools with very limited, funds. But the people, the teachers, they poured into us.
Yeah.
And you can't get anything better than that.
Well, that's
Terry Davis
very
came
true.
out as well. And the guy from Detroit that just, I think he's in the Hall of Fame now, if I'm not mistaken. I can't believe I can't remember his name, but he was there as well.
Not
There's
AJ
three-
English.
No,
There's-
but he did as well.
There's also Ben Wallace.
That's who it is, Ben Wallace. That's
Ben
it.
Wallace, great
Ben
Detroit,
Wallace came out of there.
Pistons player.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
We had some good players, man.
And we had some folks.
Wow. This is awesome.
Well,
This is awesome.
I ain't had but one family member who played football, Merton Hanks with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my first cousin.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell them we want some tickets anyway. We still want tickets. You know how we do that.
Yes.
Can
You
I
gotta still have connections.
Well,
You gotta still have
definitely
connections.
do. He's here in Dallas, but he's with what is it, the Big 12? He's doing one of them. He's back and forth from here to San Francisco. So he's the vice president of the football league. What they do, promoting the kids, where they need to go to play ball at and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, look, I hear Gary playing music, so I know we got to go. But I definitely want to take one more opportunity to say thanks to Gary, Joyce, Ray. And it's great to be with my own homeboy, John. But I really appreciate, again, the format to talk about some of the things that I'm doing and your show that allows others to bring their careers to a place where many can't. So, Joyce, thank you so kindly for asking me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming on too.
We
And,
definitely
Yes.
do.
and
And when you get to Oklahoma or Tulsa, whatever, John, you let me know. Get on that horn.
Find me a rib spot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more of that bad meatloaf I got from Oklahoma.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we gotta take care of that.
yeah, right. Since he invited himself, dinner's on Matt.
Oh, yes, ma'am, absolutely.
That's fine.
All right.
And they don't want to go to IHOP, Mac. So,
IHOP will do in a pinch. I ain't mad.
that
Okay.
restaurant. But anyway,
I don't even
can
know
I
that,
give a shout out to the people before we go off the air that were in the chat?
Yes.
Shout out to everybody who showed up today: Colleen, Keith Lee, Jazzy K Ward of K Ward Radio in Alabama, Gia Wyatt, Whittington Steele, indie artist, and she also designs her own shoes and cologne. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Marilyn Ford. We won't hold it against you that you're related to Keith. You're good.
Hey, Marilyn.
I missed him today. He's usually in the chat. We missed him.
Yeah.
John Carey, my brother on the guitar, topping charts right now with his new music. Henry Mixon, good to see you, my brother. Jessica Single from Africa was in the house. Yvonne J, another a phenomenal indie artist. J.C. Smith from the Dallas area, my homeboy, doing some phenomenal music. He was in the chat. And also, I forget where Algie Williams lives now. He is a gospel artist, and he has some amazing music as well. He was there. And all of the people who are watching that you don't like the chat, I thank you as well for being here. Just remember, if you like what you see, click thumbs up. And you haven't already, please subscribe. And please share this show so we can broaden our audience. And as you can see, every week we have some amazing artists and we have people who can educate us. I learn something every week. I'm forever a student, and I know you are too. So thank you so much. And Gary, do you want to take? This is my closing, so whoever you want to go next.
Oh no, I just wanted to thank Tyrone again. We really do appreciate you, man, and keep doing your thing. And we'll definitely be following up on some of the things you're going to be doing, man, in the future. And John, thank you for coming on as well. It's always great to have you on. Definitely keep us posted on some of your wonderful things that you got doing as well. And I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. And next week, if you come back next week, we're going to have author and musician, Mr. Maurice Johnson. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Please tune in for that as well. And I think that's all I have. And we're about ready to
Gary,
get out.
thanks for bailing me out too, man. You were really, helpful when I dropped the ball. So thank you.
Oh man, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
No, we tell the truth. We tell the truth and shame the devil, as they used to say. Gary was like pulling me out of the fire. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hey, we totally
I
understand. We totally understand
do.
how busy things can be. So, yeah, yes, indeed. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Ray, did you want to say one more thing before we leave?
Yeah, like I said, it's been our pleasure to have Tyrone and John on. Brought that union back together. That's the whole thing. Now, it's family now. That's the only thing I can say. Hey, everyone have a good weekend. What can I say? See you later. Bye.
I love this closing. I wait for it.
All right. And for those of you out there, if you missed part of it, don't worry. There will be an archive of it that will be ready to go here shortly. So just keep it locked, and we'll see you next week. All right. All right. Everybody have a good weekend. See ya.
I've been thinking, ooh, that I can get next to you. I've been thinking, ooh, I've been thinking, yeah. I've been thinking, ooh, that I can get next to you. If the Lord bless you with 2 feet,